What's up, guys? This is Joey with Krav Maga XD. So, thanks for coming in today live, and I'm at the school. And I'll be honest with you, the main reason why I'm doing this video is just to show off that sucker. It's backwards for you. Let me just flip this sucker around. Our awesome logo shield printed on a piece of sheet metal with LED backing lights. Pretty freaking cool, man. I'm loving this. Probably gonna have to get a whole bunch more of these and put them over the toilet, put them over, just put them everywhere. So just show that off. That's pretty much the only reason why I wanted to go live today. But I decided, one of the things that people ask me when they come in, because we get a lot of people asking us like why we should choose Krav Maga or why I chose Krav Maga when I first started. And it's actually an interesting story. So I decided I'm going to tell it on a live video. I chose Krav Maga over all the other martial arts that I researched and studied and looked at for a lot of different reasons, and I'm going to go over those. If you want to try out a class, go to kravclass.com, check it out. It would be really awesome to have you. But about 10 years ago, actually 11 years ago now, damn, it's a long time, it's been 2008. 11 years ago, I got into a situation that I didn't feel like I can protect myself in. And I realized then I was powerless. I was little, I wasn't alpha, I wasn't like, the guy that's going to bring it if they get in a fight. I couldn't protect the person I was with. I felt very emasculated. And I had this, it was just a weird feeling, very unconfident, it was terrible. So for months, I had this feeling in my gut, basically, that I need to learn how to fight and take care of stuff. So I went into researching different places. I found different martial arts, different fighting systems. And, I actually just started going to the places because they're all online. It was just also 11 years ago or online. We didn't have Yelp. We didn't have all that stuff yet. So I started walking into these places, and a lot of them, they had like the martial arts side of it. And by the way, I did Kempo for multiple years when I was younger. So I have some experience in that area, but not a lot. And I didn't really as an adult, I wanted something practical that I can learn and just use right away. I wasn't really interested in finding the thing that was going to take years. I wasn't looking necessarily for an art. I didn't really care about wearing a belt. I didn't really care about wearing a uniform. I didn't really care about hayas and doing all that stuff. I think it's all great. I respect it. I just wasn't looking for that. So I started going away from traditional martial arts. Then I started looking at fighting arts like, MMA, boxing, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. So jiu-jitsu is cool. I realized it wasn't a striking system. It's more of a grappling system, and they still wear gis. I know nowadays they have no-gi jiu-jitsu. They didn't back then. That wasn't a thing. I'm sure it was, but it wasn't popular yet. And so I went to check those out. I didn't really fall in love with it. Then I decided to check out boxing. So I'm like, shit, well, punching. I mean, how do you learn how to fight? You learn how to box, So I went to some boxing gyms and tried out some classes. And I went in there, and I remember when I walked in, the very first time, I looked to my left, and there's a ring, and there's two dudes in it just pounding each other's faces, and it was gnarly. And they're got sweat, and I think some blood was in there. And I remember looking at them, then looking at the person at the front desk, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be you soon." And I remember in my head, I was like, that's just not my thing. I'm not really interested in just getting my face pounded in every day. I want to do something, I want to stick with it, I want to get good at it, but I'm not really sure that's what I feel like doing. Not that I don't think sparring's good and all that stuff, but I'm just not really interested in doing that every day. And so it didn't turn me on really. I was just kind of I don't really care about that. So then I went into an MMA school, an MMA club. I think it was, I can't remember the name of it now. It was in Santa Ana. And it was kind of the same thing. There was an octagon cage, and then people were fighting in it. And I don't know. It just, their attitudes there, very ego, very big and tough and strong looking. And I was like, man, it's just not driving for me. So I decided to give up pretty much altogether. I wasn't interested in any of it. And then one day, I was driving to church, and there was a street, and I remember going, you know what, I know there's a little mini mall over there, and I'll go check it out. So I drove down, and then I saw my old school that I trained at. It was called 360 Combat Club at the time. It's no longer there. And I remember it was like a picture of a person fighting, and it said Combat Club. I was like, damn, that sounds pretty cool. It's not boxing, it's not jiu-jitsu. So I went in, and it was people just in regular board shorts and t-shirts, and they were like training how to defend punches and knives and like all that stuff. And I was like, oh, see, this is what I'm looking for. That more of a casual, practical, it's like a program. It's not like a gym or like a yoga studio, or you just take classes and that's it. It's like a program that you're going to learn step by step how to fight. And it's practical, and it looks like Jason Bourne fighting, and I liked that at the time because that was popular. I think the first movie just came out. So I tried out a class, loved it instantly, and then that's when I got hooked on Krav Maga. So then I started studying it more. We traveled to Israel, got tested over there. We trained over there for a while. We scored tons. It was there. That started my long journey of teaching and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go into that too detail. The point is I finally found a thing that wasn't martial artsy, because that's just not what I was looking for. Again, it's awesome. I respect it. Just not what I was looking for. I found a thing that wasn't martial artsy. I didn't need to wear a belt. I didn't need to wear gis and uniforms. I wasn't going to get punched in the face every day, because as you know, if you haven't done Krav Maga, it's not a sparring system. We don't spar every night, and some people don't like that. And to be honest with you, sparring every day is not good for your health. You get punched in the head every single time your head gets jolted. You kind of you do a little tiny bruising in there. That's not a daily thing you want to do. And also, sparring isn't realistic to fighting, because they react differently with your gloves. If you punch someone in the face with gloves on in 50% sparring, they're not going to react like they would react if you punch them in the throat 2 knuckles hard and you kick them in the knees. You know what I mean? So it's still not as realistic. The sparring is still great because it gives you the sense of urgency, panic, and you kind of freak out more, and you don't want to hit someone because they're going to hit you back. Like sparring is great. We do it. I love it. We don't do it every day, and that's not how we're going to learn self-defense fighting, by sparring every day. You're going to learn it by learning strategy, principles, and how to strike, get the confidence, all that fun stuff. And that's what Krav Maga was about, and that's what drew me to it. So I loved it. If you want to try out a class, go to kravclass.com. I think you'll like it too. If you're interested in learning a no bullshit practical system that isn't going to put belts on you, you don't have to hi-ya, you don't have to spar every day and get your nose broken, and you just want to be a normal person who just wants to know how to fight just in case you have to, that's what Krav Maga is built for. So guys, that's it for today. I just want to show off my cool new shield. It looks like it's blinking now, so apparently my LED lights do lots of cool stuff, and I'm excited to play with that more. Okay.